What's up everyone, it's your boy A-Dubb back again with another embroidery video. Today we're going to be doing a security logo. This is great for people that's looking to make extra money selling security logos or security shirts. You can embroider this patch and put it on hats, sew it on hats, you can sew it on shirts, and just to have everybody uniform. If you have a business and you have security guards, then you can purchase this from AllanAway.com and embroider it onto different things, or embroider the patch and sew it onto different things. Available in the store right now as we speak, AllanAway.com. Purchase this embroidery file and stitch along with this video. Help support the channel, purchase some channel merch, and let's jump into it, guys. So here's our SE600 right here. We all hooped up and ready to go. Inserted into the machine. Here's our tearaway stabilizer. We have our cloth material, and our security design is loaded up on this memory stick right here, guys. And this is what our security design looks like. It says it's going to take 23 minutes to stitch out, and we have our thread inserted in the top of the machine. All that's left to do is press the button. So we are going to press the button and let it start stitching out. And guys, watch this. Just want to focus the camera real fast. Got to press this autofocus button right here. Here we go. Boom. Press the button, and the SE600 starts stitching out our security design right here, guys. So I wanted to talk to you guys. Let me trim this real fast. While we're doing this design, I want to talk to you guys about opinions and give you guys some advice, because some people watching these videos need advice about trying to be successful and who you should listen to and who you should not listen to. Okay, it's certain things are just common sense, right? And some people don't understand that, like, you know, I have common sense. Like, you can't take advice from somebody that you can't take advice about a thing from somebody who's never done that thing. That's not a wise decision. That's not a wise thing to do. Anybody who says, hey, why don't you go talk to the plumber about your taxes? Or why don't you go talk to the tax guy and ask him if he can unclog your sink? It makes no sense, you know? If you want to talk to, if you have a problem with your sink, you go talk to a plumber, right? If you have a problem with your taxes, you go talk to the tax guy. You go talk to the accountant or something like that, right? So you have to take that same methodology and that same way of thinking and apply it to yourself and your business and the things that you're trying to do. Why would you take advice on something that you're trying to do in an industry that you're in specifically from somebody that has never done it, has never attempted to do it, and does not do it? See, a lot of people think that their advice is valid and think that what they say is golden, and they think they know what they're talking about, when in actuality they don't know what they're talking about. And you know that they don't know what you're talking about based off of your experience. It's one thing to be told something, and it's a whole nother thing to have experience in that thing. And I think arguably, most of us can agree that it's better to actually learn by doing something versus learning from a book. All right? That's why doctors, dentists, anybody, real estate agents, YouTubers, right? You can't learn how to be a YouTuber on paper. You can't learn how to be a doctor on paper. You can get a degree on paper. You can get a certain amount of knowledge on paper. But what is knowledge if it's not applied? If it's not put into practice? You know, you can tell somebody how to do something, but you can tell somebody to do something that you've learned on paper, but you don't know if it's necessarily going to work, and you can't give them the intricacies of that thing if you've never done it before. You know what I mean? You can't give somebody advice, solid, meaningful advice on something that you have never done before. You can give your opinions, but you know, and there's nothing wrong with listening to people's opinions and thoughts and things like that, because that's what makes you a better person. I don't ever not listen to someone's opinion, but I also do my research, and if the research shows that you don't know what the hell you're talking about, or if your opinion to me suggests that you don't know what you're talking about, not even suggest, if your opinion tells me that you don't know what you're talking about based off of my factual experience, then what you're saying is cancels itself out and you're just talking in thin air. I have no reason or nothing to gain by trying to show things to people to prove them wrong when I know that they don't know what the heck they're talking about. So, like, you know, I just take things with a grain of salt and I just move on with my life, because I have no time to try to focus on people that are negative or people that don't have sound advice to give. You know what I mean? You can't tell a YouTuber how to be a YouTuber if you're not a YouTuber. You know what I mean? You can't give a YouTuber any facts about stats, because in YouTube there are no facts. Just because every channel is different, and experienced YouTubers will tell you that every channel is different. You can't base anyone's income from YouTube or anyone's success from YouTube and how, their growth. You can't gauge that, because you're gonna be wrong every single time. You're gonna be wrong every single time. And if you've never experienced it before, you don't know what you're talking about. I don't care how many videos on channel growth you've watched, how many videos on how many subscribers and how many views. Your opinion is not valid, because you don't know, because you haven't done it. You haven't seen a back end. You haven't even attempted to do it. So, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna let this stitch out, and we'll talk a little bit when it's almost done. But you guys can see it's stitching out really good, and we're gonna use that new technique that I told you guys in the last video. I'll be right back. If you're new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please hit the subscribe button. I greatly appreciate it. It helps me out a lot. Thank you. The SE600 is just about finished the background of the design. Actually, no, it's not. It's finished the first layer. But check out this new strategy, guys. It's gonna start stitching the other direction, and this is what I'm talking about. This right here is stitching an across pattern against the grain of your first stitch will seal up that design so that you're not seeing through. See how you're seeing through the design right here a little bit, and this part is like solid. That's what we want to do from now on, to make our designs look more clean, more professional, more solid. All right, so back to what I was talking about, guys. So if you are someone that's here to always be negative, I'm just gonna say that I don't appreciate you. Because like you guys, that person or those people do not know, have no idea what people go through in life, period. Not even what they go through to be a YouTuber, but what they go through in life and what they've been through in life. And with that being said, so let's talking to Dubb Nation right here, guys. No matter what you accomplish, don't let anybody like tell you when and where you should celebrate and how you should celebrate your accomplishments, because everything that you achieved is worth celebrating. All right, everything that you achieve is worth celebrating. So even if it's something small, don't let somebody dictate to you, oh, just chill out, man, you're only, or you know, you only did this, why are you so happy? Don't let somebody tell you when and where to be happy. And if you're somebody that's gonna talk trash every time I achieve something that I feel is worth celebrating, like, you might as well just exit right now, because I refuse to let anybody tell me when and where and how I should celebrate and when I should chill out, because what I did or what I've accomplished isn't big enough. You know what I mean? It's not big enough to you. but I'm going to celebrate every little tiny accomplishment that I achieve. And if you can't understand that, and if you don't appreciate that, then you don't need to be here. I don't care about your opinion. I don't care what you have to say. Your opinion is not valid. Your opinion is not necessary. This community, Dubb Nation, is not here to bash each other. We're not here to talk down to each other. We're here to encourage each other, period. All right, so anybody who's not here for encouragement, anybody who's not here to offer sound advice about things that you know about, you know, you can have an opinion. It's okay to have an opinion, but unless you have experience, and unless what you're saying makes sense from something that first-hand experience, then just keep it to yourself. Keep your thoughts to yourself, because your thoughts are not valid. Your thoughts are not valid if you have nothing to back it up. Your thoughts are not valid if, well, I saw over here, or so-and-so told me that. You know what I mean? Because the person, 9 out of 10, the person that you're talking to and the person that you're giving the advice to, you're giving them that advice for a reason, because they're doing that thing that you're trying to give them advice on, and you haven't done that thing, so you have no idea what you're talking about. You can't give somebody advice versus what you've heard or what you've seen. You know what I mean? If it's just not valid. It's just not valid. You know what I mean? Like I said, you can give your opinion. You know, and I'm the type of person where I listen to everybody. I analyze what you're saying, but I don't have to do what you say, because I'm gonna do what I want regardless. And that's what makes me me, and that's what makes you you. There's no right or wrong way to do anything anymore. All those traditional rules and traditional ways of doing stuff, all that is out of the window. All right, so don't let anybody talk you guys down. Don't let anybody talk ill about your accomplishments. Don't let anybody tell you can or can't do anything. Don't let anybody tell you when you're going to do or not do something. You know what I mean? Because people will put that negative energy out in the universe, and that negative energy means absolutely nothing. Because it's really, really easy to say something stupid out of your mouth. But I'll tell you what's not easy. It's not easy to get out there and do the work. It's not easy to put the work in. And while people are going to talk, you're going to be doing the work. And when you achieve your goals, they're still going to be talking. Everybody's always going to have something negative to say, because I don't know why. I really think deep down inside, maybe they don't know, but they're envious of you, and they want what you have, and they want to do what you're doing. But they're either too lazy to do it, or they just can't figure it out, or they ruin every opportunity that comes to them because they say dumb things out of their mouth. You know what I mean? So just think about that, guys. So I'm gonna let this rest of this design stitch out, and then we're gonna stitch colors. See how that turned that solid? See how that's solid now? Love it. If you haven't purchased your brother SE600, use my Amazon link down in the description below to purchase yours today. I'm an Amazon affiliate, and when you purchase something from Amazon, I get a small commission on that thing, and it helps the channel out a lot, guys. Now it's time to change thread. 2-color stitch out. This is really, really simple, really, really easy. And look, that looks beautiful so far. Look at that background right there. Perfectly rectangle. Looks great. Let's switch out the colors. All right, so you just raise the foot right here, swipe underneath, take that out, go like this, wrap it up, and nowadays, guys, when I get a negative opinion about something, that just fuels the crap out of me. Everybody, all the haters that are watching the video need to know this, right? I'm the type of person, when you tell me I can't do something, or when you tell me I'm not going to do something, it just makes me more determined to do that thing. And the difference between me and you, or me and other people, you know, is that I put the work in, man. I put the work in. And I'm just going to push the button to let it start. And what's different from me and other people is even though I put the work in, what's different from me is I'm willing and I'm not afraid to help other people while I'm accomplishing my goal. You know what I mean? 'Cause you have to understand, guys, that you are not in this world by yourself. You can't do everything yourself. You're not going to accomplish all your goals by yourself. You know, certain things can't happen by yourself. So I'm the type of person where I don't care what it is. I don't care how good I'm doing. I don't care. That's why I answer as many comments as I can, because you never know who you might be helping. You never know the difference that little bit of advice might be, you know, giving to somebody. Might mean to somebody, you know? So, you know, some people will just talk down to you and have no valid opinion, have no sound advice to give you. Like, I don't like when people like say give, you know, have a negative opinion or negative advice to get, or not negative advice. What am I trying to say? I don't like when people talk crap, but you're not willing, or about how bad I did something, but you're not willing to tell me how I can fix it. Like, don't tell me what the problem is if you're not going to give me the solution. You know what I mean? If you're going to tell me what the problem is, offer a solution. If you don't have a solution, then you don't need to tell me what the problem is, because you couldn't have did it any better. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, some people just need to crawl back under the rock that they came from and understand that the person that they're talking to most likely does not care what they have to say. And it's not going to make a difference. So let me change out the bobbin thread, guys, because right here it says that the bobbin thread is empty and I need to change out the bobbin thread. So I'm just going to acknowledge that on screen, hit OK. And now we're going to change out the bobbin thread. I'm going to show you guys how to do that like I always do. This design is a long design. Let me grab a black bobbin right here. I just wound up a bunch of them. And I'm going to cut. I'm going to raise the foot. Take this out. I'm going to take the bobbin out. If you don't know how to do this, watch my video on how to reload the machine's bobbin. Alright, I'm going to load that in right here. And you guys can give your opinions on what I'm saying and how you feel about it. You know, I'm open for discussion, you know what I mean? But, you know, it might not change my attitude towards things, because everybody has their opinion and talks and says the things that they say for a reason. And your experiences will be different from my experiences. It doesn't make my experiences any less, or my opinions any less valid than yours, because you don't walk in my shoes and I don't walk in your shoes. You might have a different background than me. That doesn't mean I'm better than you. That doesn't mean that you're better than me. It just means that, you know, we come from two different circumstances and lives, and our lives affect our opinions and our thought processes. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with having two different opinions at all. What is wrong is when you know, have something to say and you don't offer any solution and you're just here to spread negativity. That's what I dislike, you know. So you see how nice and even that border is right there? Security guard logo. Very, very dope, very, very even. AllanAwade.com right now to purchase this design. See how good it's coming out. And it's going to take 7 minutes to stitch this part out. This whole design took about 23 minutes to stitch out all together, guys. So, stitching out the S part right there. And I'm going to let a little bit of a stitch out, and I'll be right back. Alright, guys. Look at how our design is coming along. It looks good. Looks so sweet. I have black bobbin thread in here, so that helps a lot with the design. As you guys can see, though, the black bobbin thread did not at all peek through this material. I'm getting better and better at this, guys. you know. And I'm trying to create useful designs. Sometimes less is more. Look, this is a very practical design that somebody could actually use if they needed to, you know what I mean? If they want to sell something, like, you know, they call them Dickies here in Philadelphia. I don't know what they call them, like those khaki material jumpsuits that security officers wear or cleaning people wear. I'll make one that says cleaner also and stuff like that, but you can use this. I'm trying to make an archive of things that people can actually use and not just stuff that looks pretty, you know what I mean? So keep that in mind and bear with me as I go through these simple designs. We will be back with the intricate, more fancy stuff, but it'll, like I said before in previous videos, it'll all be original. So this design is pretty much finished up, about to be finished up. We're gonna take it out. I'm gonna show you guys the cuts that you need to make this look good, and then that's it. We're gonna be done with it. So this design is pretty much done. We're done with the 23-minute stitch out. It looks good so far. Let me take it out. Boom. Swipe once, and I'm gonna show you guys where you guys need to cut. And it's obvious, but you know, some people, you know, need a little hand hold. I'm okay with that. So I'm gonna show you guys. All right. So here's our security design. Looks clean, looks fresh. Cut right here. All right. This one right here needs to be cut from here to here. And there's also one hiding underneath that. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about in a second. There's one hiding right here. And it extends all the way to here. Right? See that? You're gonna want to cut this one right here. In between here. You're gonna cut that. You're gonna cut this also right here. And you're gonna cut this one right here. You can cut this right here. Not necessary, but you can cut it. And then you can cut this one right here and get in and cut this one right here. So I'm gonna make all those cuts and I'll be right back. If you haven't done so already, please hit that like button. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you. All right, guys, so here we go right here. As you guys see, I cleaned it up and it makes it look that much easier to read, nice and clean and solid. As you guys can also notice, I didn't cut this one right here between the R and the I. Sometimes different designs can be forgiving. If I did cut it, it would be more legible, it would make it more clean. As you guys can see, I could just dig right in there, being careful only to get that black thread, and I can cut that if I wanted to. But you know, I try not to be, you know, this design is gonna be very, very forgiving as far as this is concerned, because you can still see all the letters very, very clear. AllanAway.com and purchase yours today. Check out the back of it. Looks good, looks clean. Not even that many cuts you need to make on the back even. I did a good job digitizing this, guys. Let me know how I did in the comment section down below. All right, guys, there you have it. Very useful file that you guys can use. I think you could definitely use this. You could definitely stitch it onto merchandise. You can definitely stitch it on as stitch it out. I try to talk so fast sometimes. You can definitely stitch it out as its own patch and sew it needle and thread in your hand or on a sewing machine, because the border is dark enough and it's big enough so you can sew it on using a sewing machine onto a garment, and that'll be easier. That's the way I recommend it. That's the way I would do it. I would stitch it out like this, use our freight check. I would use black material actually. You don't have to, but you can use black material, stitch it out like this, freight check the edges, let it dry, then clip around the edges. Do I have a sample one that I did? Yeah. Here's a sample one right here. Boom. See? So boom, you could stitch it out like that, and then you can sew it onto a uniform, sew it onto a hat, you know, and there you have it. AllanAway.com. Purchase this file today, $1. Talk to you guys on the next one. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram, Instagram.com/adubbproductions, Facebook.com/adubbproductions, and Facebook.com/King A-Dubb. And I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Peace. Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby?